for a minute here or so to see if a couple people hop on. So, good morning, everyone. I am Sarah Pfeiffer. I'm a dietitian and director of our diabetes program here. And March is National Nutrition Month. So this year's theme is actually personalize your plate. So it's really important to remember that there's really no one size fits all approach with nutrition and healthy eating. So we're all unique with different bodies, different goals, different backgrounds and tastes. So it's important to remember that we can fit a lot of different foods into our healthy eating routine and personalizing our plate to find the ones that work best for us, right? So today I have Ponca tribal member and also Tribal Historical Preservation Officer Stacy Larby with me, and she's going to demonstrate how she personalizes her plate with different indigenous ingredients.
Yes, and today I'm actually going to make a versatile dough that I like to use. And with this dough, today I'm going to make a pizza crust. And it's a nice dough because you can make maybe dumplings out of it, maybe some noodles, or even you can go the sweet route and probably add some maple syrup and cookie cutters and make little cookies out of it. So I'm going to just go ahead and get started.
All right.
Okay, let me here's some stuff here. So first off, if you've seen on the website the recipe, I used garbanzo beans and I repureed up with the sunflower oil, and you can use any oil, avocado, olive oil, whatever you have, corn oil, that works well, some garlic, salt, and I use a little bit of this. This is the liquid from the garbanzo, just to puree it up. And it should look kind of like baby food.
Yeah, and so we can use any kind of oils.
Yep.
You think that would probably be the best option to add the fat into it, right? Those.
Yeah.
And those are all heart healthy options as well.
And also you can use any kind of beans that you want. So you would want to cook your beans. If they're dried, you want to cook them ahead of time, puree them down. And then I usually add about 1.5 to 2 cups of, this is masa flour. You can use blue corn masa, you can use, or the white here. And I like to use masa in a lot of dishes, just because a lot of alternative flours are pretty costly, and this you can get right off of your grocery store shelf. I just kind of add a cup at a time and mix it a little bit.
Yeah, and that was, I want to say it was probably about $2 something a bag, so it's very affordable. And it's gluten-free too, so that's helpful.
And then with the beans, there's the added benefits there.
Yeah, so I mean, adding adding in those beans, you're gonna get a lot of fiber. That's gonna help keep us fuller longer. You're also, the fiber is helpful with helping lower our cholesterol, helping us to kind of stay regular. So there's lots of benefits to that.
So with this dough right now, you can do this in a food processor too. It's kind of one of those doughs you can't really mess up too much. Just because a lot of the added ingredients are already pureed with the garbanzo. And then, it's a lot of like adding moisture and then adding flour. So it's one of those doughs you can keep adding to what texture you like. So right now it's kind of crumbly. So I'm gonna actually give it a feel, see if it's what I like. Set that aside. And you can kind of take your hand in there, you can kind of knead it a little bit. And if you added, I'm one of those people, I eyeball my recipes, so I don't even actually follow recipes, I just kind of wing it. And I know a lot of aunties and grandmas and other relatives, that's how we learn how to cook, is we just eyeball it. So if there is a lot of moisture in the garbanzo puree, like this one had a lot more moisture than the other batch I did, so I really didn't have to add too much extra moisture. So this one's actually a nice texture, and it's kind of like Play-Doh. It has like a Play-Doh texture.
And you want kind of like a firm dough?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want it too dry, it'll crumble then, and you don't want it too obviously sticky. So, and the more you knead it too, it kind of works out those. And then I usually, I'll let this set for just a little bit, just to kind of let everything mend together, I guess. And then that's when I'll go over and start doing whatever I need to do. I'm gonna go ahead and just roll it out here.
So it doesn't need to be refrigerated or anything like that,
No.
right? Okay.
No.
That makes it more simple to use too.
But you could probably prep this ahead.
Oh,
If
okay.
you want.
Okay.
And just have it on hand. You could probably freeze it.
Yeah.
Have it on hand. I always like recipes that you can prep ahead.
Yes. Saves lots of time.
And
I love that.
if you're changing your eating habits up, prep is always a good way to go to stay successful on that.
Yes, always planning ahead can be helpful.
And I'm actually going to just divide this crust up. You can make individual little pizzas with this, which I prefer that. It's easier to work with. But I'm just kind of, I'm going rustic here. I always like my food to look a little rustic. And you just kind of want to roll it out a little bit. If some people like this dough, they like their dough a little bit cakier on pizza. So it just depends. I like mine a little bit thinner here. And my kids tried it and they actually preferred it to be a little bit thinner, so. And then if it falls apart, it's fine. You can just press it together.
So you can do it, it's kind of going to be more like a thin crust pizza though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of, this one is, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, you
But
could
make it thicker.
Yeah, you can make it thicker.
Prefer. Okay.
And it actually, it would probably taste really good with, if you made like a chili or something and you wanted to make it a little thicker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many things you can do with it. That's why I love it. So yeah, I'm just going a little rustic. And then we'll set this other half aside here for now. And then I like to pre-bake mine probably about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or so, just so it's just a little bit stiff, just a little bit, not quite round, because you will put toppings on it, and you will be baking it more. And you want to preheat your oven to 375.
Okay.
And this one's already done.
So this is what it'll look like when it comes out of the oven, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably a little bit lighter than this, but we all get a little distracted sometimes.
Oh yes, I do. There's always lots going on when I'm in the kitchen, so need those timers sometimes.
And then for my pizza, I chose, I just roasted up a bunch of peppers and tomatoes, and
That looks delicious.
I would like to do a video sometime on how to roast different vegetables, because there are many different methods of roasting. But yeah, this is just I'm using a pepper sauce.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
And you want to be pretty,
Can we find? But we could probably find something similar to this in the stores as
Oh, yeah,
well. Like
definitely.
a pre-made. Okay.
yeah. And you can use whatever toppings you want on it. This is just what I chose. Just kind of staying with indigenous type ingredients. And then I chose bison as a protein. Just ground up some bison. And I know some tribal members do get bison through the diabetes program, so it's a good way to.
Yes, they do. So yeah, there's definitely different nutritional benefits to bison
Yes.
as well. It's very lean. It's a very lean protein, so it's only about 2 grams of fat per 4 ounces. So if there's a way, and I mean, of course, it's also high in protein and iron, and a lot of different minerals that our bodies need as well. So, and B vitamins. So yeah, there's lots of benefits to that. But the biggest thing is probably that it's that lean meat, and so very heart healthy.
And I just went with some mushrooms, and it's about that time of year when the morel mushrooms will be popping up here. So, and I did do goat cheese. I mean, that's not really, an ingredient that's,
Indigenous.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. But I love goat cheese, and it has a richness to it.
Yes, it
And I'm
does.
actually trying to stay away from too much dairy, so.
And actually, a lot of people that are lactose intolerant
Yes.
can tolerate goat cheese. So it can be a little bit just an alternative to regular cheese, but you could throw on kind of your cheese of preference probably, huh?
Yeah. I mean, this is your plate, so you can put whatever you want. So the main focus is the dough today, but so you do you. You want to put that
Yeah,
in the oven?
so this will go in the oven for how long?
Just probably for that, I mean, until the cheese is melted. It's already pre-cooked, basically. And then, with TV magic,
Have one made up already here.
and then just for extra nutritious value, we got some greens.
Yeah, so of course you can add in any types of veggies, but yeah, our dark leafy greens are going to give us a lot of different nutrients, including calcium, a little bit of a little bit of that added to there.
And I'm just tearing these up.
And you could probably even, like in the springtime, do you
Yep.
sometimes gather different
Yep.
greens?
Yep. There's purslane, there's plantain, there's different wild type mints, dandelion, the leaves. There's a lot you can do with dandelion. I just found a recipe for some dandelion gummies.
Oh,
And, I mean, that's a good way to get almost like a vitamin in, you know. And then I chose pumpkin seed oil, and this is just, I'm just going to drizzle that on. I love pumpkin seed oil. That's such a different flavor. And just some salt and pepper.
wow, that looks amazing.
And that's that.
That looks very tasty. Can't wait to try it. Well, thanks Stacy for demonstrating that today. This was really an awesome way to learn about different ways to incorporate those indigenous ingredients and how to personalize our plates. And I love this recipe and how versatile it is and how you can use that dough for so many different things. It's awesome. So there's still time to also participate in the challenge. We do have a challenge going on right now on the Diabetes Program Facebook page for personalizing your plate. So if you want to check that out, you can find more information on the Facebook page. We would love to have more participants for that as well. So, and yes, otherwise, everybody, also, we do have the recipe posted to the page and also to the website. And if you do have any questions about the recipe or anything for Stacy, just leave them in the comments and we can get back to you on those.
Definitely.
All right, well that I think will be it. So thanks for joining us today and have a good rest of your day.
Weeble, huh?